hit up into the rafters. Then she played it. I saw that Shaylin Frantic was calling that. But in the end, Elm Creek will get the point. 20-13. Hellriegel will serve. And I believe she was over the line. 21-13.
And it's my understanding, if you've switched over to us on radio now, we've been having some trouble with our live video stream tonight, trying to get that taken care of. We continue, though, here on KBBN Radio as Anselmo-Merna now closing in on the opening set.
And an ace serve from McKenna Miller makes it 22-13. Miller has had a great night at the service line so far in this match. Gets another ace to extend the lead to 10 at 23-13. So McKenna will go right underneath the basketball hoop and serve it up again. Dug out by Bauer. Hellriegel will set it up. Erickson swinging for our area and a little long. 24-13. It is set point for the Lady Coyotes. And Anselmo-Merna trying to finish off this set here. Another good serve from Miller. Dug out by Hunt. Back set by Hellriegel. Knapp had to back up, and as she did, she'll put it into the net. That's the end of the first set. It belongs to AM. They win at 25-13. We'll have set number 2 after this.
Are proud Anselmo-Merna Coyote supporters. Selecting for superior genetics and raising cattle in a sustainable manner has always been the foundation of Cursive O cattle. Just like the athletes in the game, their offering of bred heifers and feeder cattle were developed to perform with excellence. Contact them in Myrna, proud supporters of the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes and this broadcast. Brandon and Barb Miller with Cursive O Cattle of Myrna.
This is for the Anselmo-Merna community members and alumni. By Tri-S Ag, supporting the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes.
Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow is very proud of the local athletes that have shown such focus in the classroom and in the gym this season. Well done. All of your hard work has paid off, and you should be proud too. When looking for a dependable vehicle, it's as easy as stopping at Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow. They love finding their customers a vehicle perfect for what they need. Enjoy the broadcast, brought to you in part by Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow.
Good luck to the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes from Jordan Dental in Myrna. Dr. Clint Jordan and his staff want to congratulate the Coyotes on their success as a team. You've all certainly worked hard to get better, and it's exciting to see you compete. Call the Jordan Dental office for your next dental checkup. 643-2255. They'll help you have a winning smile. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Jordan Dental in Myrna.
We come back to Callaway. We're already underway off the serve from Elm Creek. The attack from Anselmo-Merna long, but did not catch the call. I think maybe in the net against Elm Creek, and the point will go to Anselmo-Merna. Well, let's see.
Well, it's 1-0. We know that.
It's 1-0. They were looking at the line judge, and there's an ace. Beautiful serve from Coral Schmidt as she got it on that back line. 2-0 is the score. I was pretty sure that first attack was out. We had a great look at it from our vantage point. Schmidt will serve. Dug out by Pickle. Set up now for Bauer. Attack is down off the back row touch of Schmidt. And Elm Creek is on the board. It's 2-1. So Coral Schmidt will check out. Riley Schmidt will come in as a setter. Ashley Bauer will serve for the Lady Buffaloes. Played back row by Miller. Set up by Schmidt. Tipped across by Coleman. Dug there by Pickle. They'll set it up for Knapp. Tipped at the net and sent back by Safranik. Quickly sent back by Elm Creek. Anselmo-Merna gets it over on 3. Back set, pushed across by Knapp. Kept alive by Miller. They'll set it up for a standing spike for Safranik. Played on the back row by Elm Creek. Set on the free ball by Knapp. Dug out by Priest. Schmidt will set it up for Safranik for a big swing. And I don't think she even got full contact on that, Brent, because she was a little bit off balance, but she put a lot of smoke on it. 3-1 the score. Service from Carly Bartok. Down the line, Hunt. Pushed across by Schroeder. Dug out by Safranik. They'll set over to the left side for Miller. Dug out. Back row by Bauer. Now Schroeder found a beautiful angle. She kind of split the defense and got it right through.
Yeah, we had a great view of it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, Schroeder able to split the block attempt and drive it to the floor, excuse me, for the kill.
3-2 the score in favor of Anselmo-Merna. Schroeder into the net, service error. Both Brent and I, by the way, dealing with fall allergies. So,
man, they've been terrible, haven't they?
They have been,
I don't think we're the only ones dealing with them.
And when you're radio guys, they hit your voice.
Yeah.
It'll be Brandon to serve it up. The lefty puts it across, taken there by Bauer, bumped up by Hellriegel. Now Hunt with a nice slicing attack, taken there by Miller. Pushed across by Safranik, taken by Pickle. Now it's Elm Creek on the attack. Knapp drives it through, and it'll go down after 2 touches. Knapp with the kill. It's 4-3 in favor of Anselmo-Merna. Ryan Erickson will come in and replace Pickle in the lineup for the Lady Buffaloes, who have gained a couple of their reserves, it looks like, from the reserve matches over at the community center, and a nice attack off the right side for Anselmo-Merna, and they'll take a 2-point advantage at 5-3. Safranik to serve it up. Shaylin will step into this one. Floats it. Taken back row. Set up for Erickson. Stepping back. She gets it across. Bartok with the dig. The nice backhand shot from Miller. Returned quickly, though, by Elm Creek. Miller will get another shot, this time with the straight swing. Elm Creek sets it up for Hunt. Floats it, and it will go long. And a point again for Anselmo-Merna, who has doubled the score at 6-3. Shaylin Safranik again for the Lady Coyotes. Down the line. Played there by Bauer, and then Erickson got a touch, but nobody could get to it in time for the third play. And it's 7-3 in favor of the Lady Coyotes. Don't forget, we'll have Anselmo-Merna and South Loup in the finale tonight. Safranik with an ace. Bauer wasn't sure if she was close enough to dig it, and then at the last second she realized she's going to have to push it up, and it just kind of flickered through her fingers. 8-3 our score. Safranik now floats it, and that's an ace. And a timeout going to be taken by Coach Killian for Elm Creek. We're in set number 2. AM up 1-0. They lead this set 9-3. Back after this.
And Wilding and Myrna would like to wish all our area athletes good luck as they compete. May you do your best doing what you can with no regrets. When you come to Myrna, check out Dewey's Farm and Feed Mixers, Kelly Ryan Wagons, Highline Bale Processors, Matheson Welding Gases, ATV Weed Sprayers, and Interstate Batteries. Call 308-872-1972 for a demo or stop by 413 3 Center in Myrna.
And we say thank you to Thrivent Financial for helping us with our coverage tonight. Scott Harvey is your local Thrivent Financial representative, named one of the world's most ethical companies for the 10th year in a row. They believe in serving their clients with excellence and integrity. Thrivent helps clients achieve financial clarity so they can live lives with meaning and gratitude. To find out more, contact Scott Harvey at 872-2511.
Safranik to serve again, leading 9-3. She'll step into this one. Floated across, played there by Knapp. And on the overpass right there to dunk it down was Coral Schmidt.
Coral's been a force at the net in this match for Anselmo-Merna.
Add ups the lead to 7, 10-3. Safranek again. Played back row by Bauer. Bumped up by Hellriegel. Free balled across by Knapp. Dug by Bartok. They'll set it up in the middle for Schmidt. And Schmidt, off the back row touch of Hellriegel, will get it down for the point. It's 11-3. Shaylin Safranek will continue her run. Sends it. Played by Gutzweiler, and that's an ace. 12-3. And AM getting it done, Brent, at the service line tonight.
Yeah, kind of crazy how the first match and this match have been very similar in a lot of ways.
Taken there by Hunt. They'll set it up for Erickson. Off balance, she'll get it to go. Schmidt got a touch on it, but that's all she could do. And the point will go to Elm Creek, who trails 12-4 here in set number 2. AM won set 1, 25-13. Knapp floats it across. Priest had to go low to get it. They'll set it up for Schmidt. Down the line it goes, dug out by Hunt. Bump set for Hunt from Bauer, but Hunt sends it into the net. The point will give it to Anselmo-Merna for the serve, leading 13-4. And McKenna Miller, who's had some service runs, is back there again. Hunt with the return, floated across, taken by Priest. Back set by Safranek, down the line. Myers with the kill attempt, kept alive at the Buffalo's end and sent over by Bauer. Left side, they'll send it for Bartok, kept alive on the back row by Knapp. Hunt will swing it across, dug out by Safranek. Pass left side, and a double contact will be called on Anselmo-Merna. 13-5 now the count. One of our better volleys of the match. And Hunt will serve it up. And that one just tips the net, then goes over. Kept alive by Safranek to her teammate Schmidt, who sent it across up into the rafters. Then pushed across by Schroeder. Safranek left side for Bartok, trying to angle it with a slice and out of bounds. It'll be a point again for the Lady Buffaloes, who trail by 7, 13-6. Denise Hunt. Played by Priest, back set. Attacked by Myers, hit the net, came back. 4 hits on Anselmo-Merna. And now Elm Creek with a little bit of a run. We saw this in their last set against South Loup, trying to battle back after a big deficit. And they've hit 3 in a row to get back with 13-7. After serve receive, it's sent over by Bartok. Bumped across on a free ball by Bauer, and AM was not able to play it. 4 in a row, 13-8. Hunt will serve. Sends it, played by Bartok. Safranek back to Bartok. Down the line, and that'll work.
A great read by Carly that time. Got a beautiful set to handle from Safranek. And then instead of trying to go into the middle of the floor, she just took it right down the line where there was an opening, and Bartok collects the kill.
Addison Priest will serve, leading 14-8. Buffaloes with the pass to Schroeder. Sends it across, kept alive by Priest, and free balled across by Safranek. Set up in the middle for a big swing by Bauer, but Ashley Bauer too strong on that one, just beyond the in line. Point will go to Anselmo-Merna, who leads 15-8. And Brandon will check back in. She'll play the front line. Priest will serve. Priest sends it down to the back row, left side. Taken there by Knapp, and then the attack is too strong from Schroeder. Again, missing the back line, and AM has once again doubled the score. It's 16-8 here in set number 2. They won the first one 25-13. Good service by Priest. And a nice second hit. Sending it over was Hellriegel. Spotted the defense just a little off and caught him off guard for the point.
Yeah, that was a great read at the net. As you said, Larry, able to read it, find the opening, and put it right where it had to be.
16-9. Service from Pickle, played back row by Miller, and Bartok to Brandon, and Brandon with the free ball, able to make it work for the point.
Yeah, great play by Brandon, and Anselmo-Merna scrambling, just trying to keep that alive, and then Brandon able to roll it over the net and found the floor.
Coral Schmidt to serve from the left side. Into the net, service error. Makes it 17-10. Into the service, or into the front line, that is. Riley Schmidt will replace Coral. Service from Bauer. Taken there by Safranik. Gets quickly up to the front line. Big swing. Dug out there by Pickle. Hellriegel ahead to Schroeder, and Schroeder will get it down into the donut hole, going left to right. And it makes it a 17-11 set. And Elm Creek battling back, staying alive here in set number 2. They need to win this set to force a third one. Bauer with a nice serve. That's an ace. Off the back row touch of Priest. Makes it 17-12 and timeout AM. 5-point advantage for Anselmo-Merna. We'll come back after this from Callaway on 95.3.
Be sure to keep up with them on Facebook to see what specials are ahead and what's hitting the grill. Reserve ahead by messaging them on Facebook or call 749-2552. Enjoy the broadcast. Brought to you in part by Foo Bar and Grill in Anselmo.
Back to Callaway. We're in set number 2 of our second match of the night. Anselmo-Merna took the opening set 25-13, leading now in the second 17-12. South Loup won the opening match over Elm Creek in straight sets. Of course, we still have a match to come. Our finale will be the all-area matchup between Anselmo-Merna against South Loup. That'll be coming up on KBBN and also on our live video stream accessible through sandhillsexpress.com.
Elm Creek has cut into this lead a little bit. It was 8 points a little while ago. Now down to 5. Bauer with the service. Dug out by Safranik. Bumped up by Schmidt and then taken across on the free ball by Bartok. Attack by Knapp. Trying to play it off the net on the return is Schmidt and could not. And just like that, Elm Creek has battled back to within 4. 17-13. They've cut the deficit in half. And about the time they did that in the previous match against South Loup in set 2, they got a service error, and that's exactly what just happened there. Bauer puts it in the net, so Bartok will have her opportunity. Dug out by Bauer. Pass off to the left side, off balance. Knapp sends it across. Set up in the middle for Safranik, and she got the back line for the point.
Great angle by Safranik, able to take it to the back line, catch the line, and now Anselmo-Merna kind of closing in on the match a little bit.
Bartok puts it into the net. Service error makes it a 5-point game at 19-14. And Jada Schroeder will serve from her left side. Schroeder steps into this one. That one may be long, yeah. That one was about 5 feet beyond the end line. So the point will go to Anselmo-Merna, who's now just 5 points away from not only winning the set, but winning the match. Brandon will serve. Taken by Bauer. Punched up now for Hunt. And it actually did not clear the net. It hit the net and came back, so 4 hits on Elm Creek. 21-14 the score. Brandon once again. That one into the net. 21-15 after the service error. Shaylee Coleman will come back in. Also, well, actually, she'll come in and then come right back out as Priest, the libero, will replace her. And that's an ace serve from Hellriegel off the back row touch of Miller. And Elm Creek again back within 5 at 21-16.
It's interesting how these first 2 matches have been so similar to one another with the way they've played out.
Yeah, they really have. Priest will dig that one out. The attack up and down big time for Shaylin Safranek.
And again, give credit to the set. I mean, that was right where it had to be. Safranek got right on top of it and just drove it to the floor.
Now she'll step to the service line. She had a good run earlier. Sends that one to the back row, played by Hunt. He'll wriggle, back set. Knapp with the attack. Tipped at the net and dug out by Priest. Pass left side, off balance shot. Miller will go down. McKenna Miller taking it from the left side to the back row center. Getting it off the touch and getting the point. It's 23-16. And into the lineup for AM, first time in the match, Mackenzie Burnett, a junior, will step in. Safranek again the service. Played back line by Hunt. Hellregel will set it up for Hunt, and her twisting shot goes wide left, and it is set and match point for the Lady Coyotes of Anselmo-Merna, and Shaylin Safranek will be back there with the honors. Safranek steps into this one. It's a good one. Dug out by Bauer, bumped up by Hunt, floated across by Erickson, taken by Priest, and then rolled across by Miller. Pass left side, and Hunt is blocked back by Burnett, but it went out of bounds. So Elm Creek will get the service and keep this match alive. However, Anselmo-Merna will have numerous set points. Knapp sends it across. Back set from Safranek, sent over by Miller. The overpass, and Burnett pushes it back right down the line. It just rolled along the net, fell in, and the Coyotes win this second set 25-17. They win the match in two, 25-13, 25-17. We'll come back and get you ready for the third and final match tonight between Anselmo-Merna and South Loup.
Consolidated Companies is a proud sponsor of our student athletes. Everyone wants to get to the events and cheer on their students, but sometimes you just can't. Keeping up to date on all the local sports is hard to do, but Consolidated Superfast Broadband can change that. Find all the latest information on local school and broadcast channel web pages, along with news and weather. For more information, call Consolidated at 1-800-742-7464. Plus, look for them now on Facebook, facebook.com/Consolidated Companies.
Electricity. We use it every single day. Kristen Electric is ready to help you with your electric projects and underground farm remodels and new construction. If it needs electricity, Kristen Electric can get it there. Call 308-258-4164. They'll figure out a plan to get you on the way to having reliable electricity. For underground farm remodels and new construction, proud to support the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes by sponsoring this broadcast. Kristen Electric.
The Tumbleweed Cafe is happy to sponsor this sports broadcast. Schedules are busy. Sometimes it's hard to plan meals with the family. That's okay because the Tumbleweed has delicious home-style food waiting for you. They are also looking for some new members for their work family. The Tumbleweed is a great place to work. Even if it is just one day a week, they would love to talk to you. Open 7 days a week, the Tumbleweed Cafe on East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Starting a new great job is wonderful. Starting and getting a sign-on bonus is even better. BD offers competitive wages, a team environment, and day one benefits, including health, life, dental, tuition reimbursement, and more. After 30 days, you receive $250. After 6 months, you get another $250, and after 1 year, you get another $500. Head online to bd.com/careers to apply, or attend open interviews in Broken Bow the first and third Wednesday of each month.
Have you ever wondered how in the world Downey Drilling can cover the entire Ogallala Aquifer region from 3 locations in Kearney, Lexington, and Garden City? Well, it's dang near a miracle, but you have to remember, these are the guys that can poke a hole in the ground and make water appear. Top-notch equipment, top-notch techs, and incredibly good organization. That's how Downey Drilling has established that famous Downey tradition of excellence. New well construction or any type of water well repair, go to DowneyDrilling.com for the number of the shop nearest you. Downey Drilling, truly a tradition of excellence.
As we come back to Callaway High School, The Anselmo-Merna Lady Coyotes pick up their 7th win of the year, now 7-4 on the season, as they win in straight sets over Elm Creek 25-13 and 25-17. So it's time now to move in to our sponsor list for the final match of the evening. It's an all-area matchup as South Loup gets ready to take on Anselmo-Merna, and we'll come back and start setting it up for you right after these words.
Brandon and Barb Miller with Cursive O Cattle are proud Anselmo-Merna Coyote supporters. Selecting for superior genetics and raising cattle in a sustainable manner has always been the foundation of Cursive O Cattle. Just like the athletes in the game, their offering of bred heifers and feeder cattle were developed to perform with excellence. Contact them in Myrna, proud supporters of the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes and this broadcast. Brandon and Barb Miller with Cursive O Cattle of Myrna.
Rocks Underground serves Central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season, and is very proud of the young men and women that live in Central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
At the Callaway Market, they appreciate their amazing customers who choose to shop local with them. That's why they offer their loyalty program, which has allowed them to get thousands of dollars back to the community. Your friends at Callaway Market invite you to shop their aisles, quality meat counter, and bountiful and beautiful produce section. On Mondays, a senior discount of 10% off is given. Thank you for shopping local from the Callaway Market. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday, and Sundays from 11 till 5.
Crash, boom, bang. All sounds you never want to hear coming from your vehicle. A1 Auto Repair in Arnold is prepared to fix or prevent those sounds. If you're in need of auto and light truck service and repair, give Josh a call, 848-2542. That's 848-2542. It all starts with diagnosing the problem, then working to get you back on the road quickly with a vehicle you can depend on. A1 Auto Service in Arnold, proud sponsors of this broadcast and high school sports.
Delicious food, ice-cold drinks, and a fun time with friends and family await you on Main Street in Callaway at Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill. They're open each day starting at 11, just closed Mondays and Tuesdays. Their Mexican menu is available every single day now. And wear your lucky socks and give Keno a try when you're in. Proud to support this sports broadcast featuring our local student athletes. Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill in Callaway.
May our lives be rich with experience. May our days be filled with optimism. May we never forget the value of a handshake, the power of a smile, or the importance of integrity. May we always cherish our open lands, small towns, and unwavering state pride. It's what makes us Nebraska, and it's what makes us Pinnacle Bank. May we always be caring for you, because we're not just a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
The Callaway District Hospital, along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, are proud of the South Loup Bobcats. New patients are always welcome. They understand that healthcare is evolving and are committed to providing local access to high-quality care by continuing to invest in the latest diagnostic and treatment technology. Their specialty is primary care. Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics cheering on the South Loup Bobcats.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, their independent agents can offer their customers choices that can save you money. They're so excited for these young athletes and are happy to see them continue to play hard. Call Becky or Pat at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud to support their local athletes by sponsoring this broadcast.
Getting ready for our final match of the night between Anselmo-Merna and South Loup. Your South Loup starting lineup for tonight's contest brought to you by the J.R. Meyer Insurance Agency of Callaway, your local independent insurance agency. They can offer coverage by many of the most respected companies in the nation. Call 836-2245. For the Bobcats, Taylor Ross, Sr., the Libero, Tally Martin, Sr., Lauren Johnson, Sr., Abby Stahlbomber, Sr., Bryn Schwartz, Jr., Charlie Vickers, Jr., and Ava Pandorf, Sr. for South Loup. They're coached by Desiree Guthrie. 8-3 now are the Bobcats on the season. Now for Anselmo-Merna, their stars brought to you by Cursive O Cattle. Selecting for superior genetics and raising cattle in a sustainable manner has always been the foundation of Cursive O Cattle. Proud supporters of the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes, Brandon and Barb Miller with Cursive O Cattle. For AM, now 7-4 on the season, Rhiannon Myers, freshman, McKenna Miller, sophomore, Coral Schmidt, senior, the libero, Addison Priest, junior, Shaylin Safranik, senior, Shaylee Coleman, freshman, Carly Bartok, senior, and Anselmo-Merna coached by Katie Hoblin. And we'll come back with more after these words.
Business addition to Main Street in Callaway, the Plant Stand. It's simple. They're in love with serving the area with plants, flowers, and unique gift ideas that include Nebraska-made Prairie Girl candles. They deliver to all of Custer County, in fact. Plus, they're open Tuesday through Sunday, whether for sympathy, a date night, birthdays, get-wells, missing use, or just because. The Plant Stand has ideas in lots of price ranges. Follow them on Facebook or call 308-836-2560. The Plant Stand in Callaway.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
Good luck to the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes from Jordan Dental in Myrna. Dr. Clint Jordan and his staff want to congratulate the Coyotes on their success as a team. You've all certainly worked hard to get better, and it's exciting to see you compete. Call the Jordan Dental office for your next dental checkup. 643-2255. They'll help you have a winning smile. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Jordan Dental in Myrna.
The staff at Seven Valleys Health Mart in Callaway is proud to be a sponsor of this sports broadcast. They support all of the area athletes and are pleased to be part of the South Loup Bobcat community. Their pharmacy provides knowledge on what is best for you and your family members, knowing you by name, not just a refill number. Seven Valleys Health Mart in Callaway, helping bring you this sports action and cheering on the Bobcats. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This is for the Anselmo-Merna community members and alumni. By Tri-S Ag, supporting the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes.
Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow is very proud of the local athletes that have shown such focus in the classroom and in the gym this season. Well done. All of your hard work has paid off, and you should be proud too. When looking for a dependable vehicle, it's as easy as stopping at Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow. They love finding their customers a vehicle perfect for what they need. Enjoy the broadcast, brought to you in part by Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow.
Dewey from Dewey's Implement and Welding in Myrna would like to wish all our area athletes good luck as they compete. May you do your best doing what you can with no regrets. When you come to Myrna, check out Dewey's Farm and Feed Mixers, Kelly Ryan Wagons, Highline Bale Processors, Matheson Welding Gases, ATV Weed Sprayers, and Interstate Batteries. Call 308-872-1972 for a demo or stop by 413 3 Center in Myrna.
Stomach rumbling? If you're in the Anselmo area, you're in luck. If not, turn toward Foo Bar and Grill in Anselmo. There's always something cooking, and specials change almost every day. Be sure to keep up with them on Facebook to see what specials are ahead and what's hitting the grill. Reserve ahead by messaging them on Facebook or call 749-2552. Enjoy the broadcast, brought to you in part by Foo Bar and Grill in Anselmo.
Getting close to the start of our final final match of the night as South Loup, the host team, gets ready to take on Anselmo-Merna. Again, we're live on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com tonight. We're also live with our video stream, which you can access on the sandhillsexpress.com website. Just click on live stream. You can also go straight to the Sandhills Express Facebook page and Sandhills Express YouTube channel. And we want to say thanks to our video stream sponsors for tonight. They include Cursive O Cattle, Pinnacle Bank of Arnold, A1 Auto Repair, Palmer Monument, Lyons Appliance, Agribest Feeds of Callaway, Insurance of the Heartland, Grocery Cart, Broken Bow, Power Solutions, Agland ATV, BD, Culligan, Del Moniger, and Tim Wright in Broken Bow. Also brought to you by Mead Lumber, Nebraska State Bank, Christian Electric, and Callaway District Hospital with the Callaway and Arnold Medical Clinics. The opening serve of South Loup and Anselmo-Merna is coming up next on Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
Consolidated Companies is a proud sponsor of our student athletes. Everyone wants to get to the events and cheer on their students, but sometimes you just can't. Keeping up to date on all the local sports is hard to do, but Consolidated Superfast Broadband can change that. Find all the latest information on local school and broadcast channel web pages, along with news and weather. For more information, call Consolidated at 1-800-742-7464. Plus, look for them now on Facebook, facebook.com/Consolidated Companies.
Starting a new great job is wonderful. Starting and getting a sign-on bonus is even better. BD offers competitive wages, a team environment, and day one benefits, including health, life, dental, tuition reimbursement, and more. After 30 days, you receive $250. After 6 months, you get another $250, and after 1 year, you get another $500. Head online to bd.com/careers to apply, or attend open interviews in Broken Bow the first and third Wednesday of each month.
Electricity. We use it every single day. Kristen Electric is ready to help you with your electric projects and underground farm remodels and new construction. If it needs electricity, Kristen Electric can get it there. Call 308-258-4164. They'll figure out a plan to get you on the way to having reliable electricity. For underground, farm, remodels, and new construction. Proud to support the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes by sponsoring this broadcast. Kristen Electric.
Custer County feeders in Oconto are always ready to help serve you. Manager Michelle Pearson and her team are there to answer any questions you may have. The question they enjoy answering most is how they can best help you. Give them a call today, 308-858-4455. They are ready to feed your cattle. Custer County feeders in Oconto, there for their customers, ready to serve you, and proud to support the South Loup Bobcats.
Have you ever wondered how in the world Downey Drilling can cover the entire Ogallala Aquifer region from 3 locations in Kearney, Lexington, and Garden City? Well, it's dang near a miracle, but you have to remember, these are the guys that can poke a hole in the ground and make water appear. Top-notch equipment, top-notch techs, and incredibly good organization. That's how Downey Drilling has established that famous Downey tradition of excellence. New well construction or any type of water well repair, go to DowneyDrilling.com for the number of the shop nearest you. Downey Drilling, truly a tradition of excellence.
Brandon and Barb Miller with Cursive O Cattle are proud Anselmo-Merna Coyote supporters. Selecting for superior genetics and raising cattle in a sustainable manner has always been the foundation of Cursive O Cattle. Just like the athletes in the game, their offering of bred heifers and feeder cattle were developed to perform with excellence. Contact them in Myrna, proud supporters of the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes and this broadcast. Brandon and Barb Miller with Cursive O Cattle of Myrna.
Brock's Underground serves Central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season and is very proud of the young men and women that live in Central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Brock's Underground in Oconto.
Back to Callaway High School, ready for the final match of the night. The all-area matchup between South Loup and Anselmo-Merna. Larry Cotner rejoins me. Well, Larry, your quick thoughts as we get to see these two teams battle each other for the second time this season.
Yeah, we saw them earlier in the year, one of the first weeks of the season, and, you know, both those teams were kind of figuring it out at that time, and now they've kind of figured it out. South Loup coming in there 8-3, AM 7-4. and this should be a really good matchup.
So AM will open with the serve, and we are underway. Tally Martin on the receive. They'll set the outside for Lauren Johnson, and that's going to get down for the kill. And the opening point of our final match of the night goes to South Loup.
And the nice thing about that for South Loup, they can set that ball a little further out to the outside on that side when Lauren Johnson's there, because she's left-handed on the attack, and she can play it closer to the antenna than most people can.
Mention that this is the second meeting between the two. They met back on August 30th, I believe. I'm doing this off the top of my head. A triangular at Arnold that night. Straight set win for South Loup, but it was two very tight sets. Here's a serve by South Loup. AM chases, and they return it on the third. Pandorf will set it behind her for Ross, the swing, and that's punched up in the air by Priest, kept alive by Miller, and returned by Safranek on the third. Pass to Pandorf, who sets it middle for Vickers, the swing off the block, covered in the back row by Miller. Now Safranek back the other way. That's punched up in the air by Martin. Pandorf sets outside for Johnson through the block, and it will find the floor again.
And Lauren Johnson, a factor here early on. And again, she's hitting with the left hand off that left side.
Pandorf serving for South Loup. They're off to the early 2-0 lead here in the opening set. Riley Schmidt sets middle for Coleman. The freshman kept alive at the net by Vickers. Still kept alive, returned by South Loup. And it's going to be wide and out. What a great read on the sideline by Priest. It was close, but she let it go, and it was out.
And we saw her do that a couple of times in the previous match with a couple of nice reads, mostly off of serves.
Bartok serving now. Overpass, a whistle, and in the net is South Loup.
Expect this one to go back and forth throughout all the sets.
Carly Bartok ready to serve it, and that just climbs over the net and finds the floor.
I wasn't sure, Brent, off the hit that was going to get there, but it just climbed it.
Serve on the way. That just got over the net. Played, though, by Ross. Now Ross off the return set, going cross court. Blocked back by Safranek. South Loup with it on their side. Vickers with a swing, and that goes into the net as AM takes an early 4-2 lead here in the opening set.
And the defense of Shaylin Safranek on the other side forced her to twist to the left and caused her to make that miss hit.
Pandorf sets Johnson in the middle, punched up in the air by Priest. Now the outside attack from Miller through the block, dug out by Martin. Johnson back the other way, punched up in the air by the AM libero. Priest kept alive, returned by Miller on the third. Pandorf will set it middle now for Vickers off the block, kept alive at the net by Miller. Now it's Coleman bumping it over, free ball South Loup. Martin will set it toward Ross, the swing, and that's going to sail long and out, point Anselmo-Merna.
And, you know, in all that long volley, one of the things that was kind of hard to miss or hard to see is the fact that Riley Schmidt did a great job of reading how that was going to come off the top of the ceiling.
Pandorf bumps it up for Ross, who gets another swing but puts it into the net. And AM out early, leading 6-2 here in the first. Bartok trying to keep this run going. They'll bump it up for Ross. Roll shot over, played by Bartok. Riley Schmidt sets it for Safranek off the block and good. And AM leads 7-2.
They trailed at one point 2-0, so 7 in a row for Carly Bartok, who's served tough back there.
Serve in play again. Pandorf off the good pass, sets it behind her for Vickers through the block, but punched up in the air by Priest. Pass up toward the net, into the net. AM not able to return.
And South Loup really needed that. They did not want to fall any further back in this set, and now they've got a golden opportunity to get themselves right back into this one.
And Stahlbomber into the match now for South Loup, playing in the front row. Served by Vickers. Riley Schmidt sets it for Safranek. Block back, down and good. Stahlbomber and Ross at the line at the net for the rejection.
Well, you just talked about Stahlbomber coming in. She made her presence known immediately.
Vickers puts it in play. Priest on the receive. Pass to Riley Schmidt, who sets up Miller this time through the block. Covered in the back row by Vickers. Now it's Stahlbomber setting it across. Free ball, Anselmo-Merna. They'll set it for Miller. The swing through the block, and it will find the floor. AM 8, South Loup 4 as we play here in the opening set. Again, this is a triangular, so the format, best 2 out of 3 sets. Rally scoring, play to 25, win by 2. Serve on its way, but first a whistle.
Not sure South Loup might have been out of rotation.
Well, they're looking at the Bobcats, and the score will go 9-4 now in favor of Anselmo-Merna. Serve on the way from Brandon, who's in to serve. Pandorf off the good pass, sets it for Stahlbomber. Look out. Abby Stahlbomber with one of her best swings of the night.
She saw the angle, and she really took it. Did not waste any time putting that one down.
Lauren Johnson at the service line for South Loup. Jump serve on its way. Handled by Bartok. Back set for Safranek. Tips it over the block, covered by the libero Martin. Now middle attack from Stahlbomber. Sets it across, but first a whistle, and AM is in the net. Anselmo-Merna 9, South Loup 6 as we play here in the opening set in this best 2 out of 3 set match. Serve from Johnson, a good one. Again, they serve Bartok. Riley Schmidt sets it outside for Myers, the freshman. Punched up in the air by Johnson. Now it's Bryn Schwarz into the block, and it's blocked back down and good. It was the freshman Myers for Anselmo-Merna.
She timed her block perfectly to get that one down.
Shaylin Safranek at the service line for the Coyotes with AM leading 10-6 here in the first. Floats one across to the back row. Pass to Pandorf, who sets it behind her for Ross. The swing and a touch at the net. Point, South Loup.
Yeah, it looked like there was one right up there on the front line. A good call by the officials to catch that one.
Each team victorious earlier tonight in this triangular over Elm Creek. Each team won their match in straight sets. Now the final match of the night is Ross will send it across, and that will get down for an ace. And South Loup now is to within 2.
And right now, the Bobcats have kind of survived that 7-0 run that AM has gone on or went on, and now have a chance to get back within 1.
Serve just cleared the net. Pass into the net. AM not able to return, and now the Bobcats can tie it up.
That just cleared the net, as you mentioned, and came across with a lot of force.
Served by Ross, another good one, dug out by Bartok. Safranek will set it outside for Coral Schmidt, and that'll get down for the kill.
Sometimes when they overplay you on the defensive side, that crisscross attack is a way to go, and she did that right there.
AM 11, South Loup 9 in the first, served by Miller. Pass to Pandorf, who sets it outside for Schwarz, rolls it over the block, punched up in the air by Safranek. Middle attack for Schmidt, sends it across but long and out. And the point will go to South Loup. Charlie Vickers back into the lineup. Goes in to play the front row as Tally Martin will serve it for the Bobcats. And that will go down to the floor for an ace. And now we're tied.
Well, we said this one would go back and forth, and we've already seen that no lead is too big to overcome for these two teams.
Tally Martin with the serve. Safranek will set the outside for Bartok. Through the block, down and good.
There was just a little bit of a gap right through there. We had a great look at it, and she put that in that little bit of a gap.
I don't know if our vantage point is the best for a camera angle for the video stream, but for us, it's a great angle.
It is a great angle.
Here's Addison Priest serving now for AM. Serve on its way. They serve Ross. Pass to Pandorf, who sets it outside for Bryn Schwarz. Takes it through the block. Down and good.
That was just a nice strength move from Bryn Schwarz as she just took it right to the attack.
12 all in the first. And it will be Schwarz at the service line. Safranek, back set. Schmidt over the block, and it just missed the back line.
She took something off of it, but not quite enough to make it work. And now South Loup has regained the lead.
Bryn Schwarz puts it in play again. Chasing is AM, and they will get it sent back on the third. Chance for South Loup as Pandorf will set middle for Vickers. Big swing, but it's into the net 4 hits is the call, and now we're tied at 13. So we break the 13-all tie. Coral Schmidt to serve it into the net. Service error, point goes to the Bobcats. Riley Schmidt coming in. Coral will come out. And it's Pandorf at the service line. Gives it a spin and puts it in play. Clips the net but gets over. Set up for Riley Schmidt, who sets it to the back line and puts it in play for the point.
I think a little bit of miscommunication there for South Loup. They thought that maybe that would be going out, but that was easily in.
Now Carly Bartok at the service line. They serve Martin. Pass to the front as Pandorf sets it behind her for Vickers, and that's going to sail long and out. Anselmo-Merna retakes the lead at 15-14.
Charlie not getting all of that she wanted to get that down, and it floated on her.
Bartok serving. Martin on the receive, kept alive of the net by Johnson, but South Loup will not be able to return. And now AM leads 16-14.
Well, as we said earlier, back and forth these teams will go.
Bartok, who had a big run to start things for AM, trying to put together another run. That's an ace. And a timeout, South Loup, 17-14. AM leading in the first.
Callaway Market, they appreciate their amazing customers who choose to shop local with them. That's why they offer their loyalty program, which has allowed them to give thousands of dollars back to the community. Your friends at Callaway Market invite you to shop their aisles, quality meat counter, and bountiful and beautiful produce section. On Mondays, a senior discount of 10% off is given. Thank you for shopping local from the Callaway Market. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday, and Sundays from 11 till 5.
Crash, boom, bang. All sounds you never want to hear coming from your vehicle. A1 Auto Repair in Arnold is prepared to fix or prevent those sounds. If you're in need of auto and light truck service and repair, give Jock Hall 848-2542. That's 848-2542. It all starts with diagnosing the problem, then working to get you back on the road quickly with a vehicle you can depend on. A1 Auto Service in Arnold, proud sponsors of this broadcast and high school sports.
Back to action out of the timeout. Johnson with the attack, handled by AM. Now Miller taking it down the line, punched up in the air by South Loup. Bobcats will return, and it will get to the floor. Pandorf able to bump it over the net and find the opening as South Loup responds with a point coming out of the timeout.
And a lot of times when you do the angle free ball, you can actually direct that to have it go down, and we just saw that.
Set up outside for Miller, trying to take it down the line, but hit it into the net. So South Loup with a nice response here, 2 points in a row coming out of the timeout. And now they have an opportunity to tie it up here in this opening set. Vickers serve, another good one, and that is going to find the floor for an ace. 17 all in the first.
We've talked about it numerous times about in high school volleyball, you take a timeout, a lot of times you'll see it, the momentum change.
Riley Schmidt sets middle for Safranek, look out. Safranek able to put it to the floor, and AM retakes the lead.
And we really haven't seen much out of Shaylin Safranek as far as on the offensive attacks, and we'll see if she gets involved a little more here in the latter part of this set.
Into the serve, Kirsten Brandon serving, handled by Johnson. Johnson off the set, big swing from Lauren, and she caught the line. Oh man, it was close. She took it cross court, caught the line, and now we're tied again.
You and I had a pretty good look at that. My first reaction was it was in and caught the back part of that sideline.
Johnson now serving. Priest on the receive. Back set for Safranek, going cross court, punched up in the air by Martin, returned by South Loup on the third. Set up outside for Miller, through the block, but handled by the libero Martin. Now they'll set the outside. Bryn Schwarz lobs it over the block, covered by Riley Schmidt. Outside attack coming from Miller, tips it over the block, but covering is Pandorf. Over to Schwarz now, who takes a swing. It goes into the net, and AM takes a 1-point lead.
Nice competitive volley, and at a very crucial part of this set, and AM is the one that comes away with the point.
Safranek serving for the Coyotes, who lead by a point here in this tight opening set. Pandorf will set it outside. No middle for Stahlbomber, who took over. Got a swing. Return, though, by AM on the third. Martin will set it outside for Ross now. Through the block, but covered by the libero Priest. They bump it up toward the net. Sending it across is Schmidt. South Loup has to scramble. They get it back on three. At the net. Kept alive by Myers. Returned by Schmidt. Pass to Martin, who sets it up for Johnson out of the back row. That's played by the libero Priest of Anselmo-Merna. Now it's Myers, the freshman, through the block, kept alive, and tipped over at the net by Stahlbomber for the point.
That's what you call the swipe attack. She backhanded that one and got it in.
Tied up at 19. Ross with the serve. That's an ace. And South Loup leads 20-19.
That thing came across with authority.
Taylor Ross at the service line. South Loup with a 1-point advantage now here in this opening set. Another good serve. Safranek will set it behind her for Miller. Takes the swing, punched up in the air by Pandorf. They'll bump it over to Schwarz, who gets a swing, and that is returned on one hit. South Loup tips it over with Pandorf. Saved by the Coyotes. AM scrambles. The swing by Miller into the net. And now it's 21-19. South Loup and Anselmo-Merna wants a timeout. Back and forth we go in the opening set. South Loup now leading 21-19.
Delicious food, ice-cold drinks, and a fun time with friends and family await you on Main Street in Callaway at Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill. They're open each day starting at 11, just closed Mondays and Tuesdays. Their Mexican menu is available every single day now. And wear your lucky socks and give Keno a try when you're in. Proud to support this sports broadcast featuring our local student athletes. Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill in Callaway.
Fort County Heating and Air owners Brian Hogg and Austin Cox serve the area with a combined 20 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They provide free estimates and 24-hour service. Give them a call today to make sure you're prepared for whatever is ahead. 872-2258. Out of the timeout, Taylor Ross with the serve. Safranek will bump it up over toward Coral Schmidt, who gets a swing, but played by the libero Martin of South Loup. Now Stahlbomber in the middle, dug out in the back row by Bartok. Miller coming back the other way, blocked back by Stahlbomber. It goes to the floor, and now South Loup is 3 away from going up 1-0.
Pretty important volley there, and it was Stahlbomber first with the attack and then with the block to eventually get the point.
Taylor Ross ready to serve, puts it in play, shank pass, kept alive at the net, and AM will get it sent back on the third. Pandorf sets the outside for Schwarz, not able to clear the net, and the point goes to Anselmo-Merna. So now AM with a little bit of work to do. They trail 22-20 as Miller will serve it. Good serve, and that's going to be an ace. AM now a point away from getting us tied back up again.
I was just about to say McKenna Miller's had some big serves on the night here in this gymnasium.
Serve from the middle of the line, into the net, kept alive, but South Loup will not return. Back-to-back aces by Miller, and we're tied at 22.
And both were very difficult serves to handle.
This one handled better. Pandorf sets the outside for Bryn Schwarz, through the block and good. 23-22 South Loup in the first.
Schwarz had missed her last one, but she came right back with authority on that one to give her team just a little bit of an edge.
Tally Martin floats one, and that's going to be returned on the third. Pandorf will send it outside for Schwarz, trying to take it down the line. There to cover is Priest, the libero of AM. Outside attack from Bartok, and is it in? Yes, it is. It hit the sideline. We're tied at 23.
Credit that point, though, to the one-hand free ball from Coral Schmidt. She just came up and just wanted to punch it across and was able to do so.
Pivotal point here at 23 all. Served by Priest. Pandorf will set it middle for Vickers. Tips it away from the block. Covered, though, by Coleman. Safranek sets the outside to Bartok. Roll shot over. Played by South Loup. Back the other way. Schwarz into the block. Kept alive at the net, but first a whistle. Lift is the call, and South Loup will serve for set number 1, but first, a timeout. You're listening to high school volleyball on KBBN.
May our days be filled with optimism. May we never forget the value of a handshake, the power of a smile, or the importance of integrity. May we always cherish our open lands, small towns, and unwavering state pride. It's what makes us Nebraska, and it's what makes us Pinnacle Bank. May we always be caring for you, because we're not just a bank in Nebraska. We're Nebraska in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Brent Apperson, Larry Cotner back with you. We're live at Callaway High School, side of this volleyball triangular. Well, it's been back and forth. It's been tight through the entire first set. And now South Loup serves for the set at 24-23. At the service line for the Bobcats is Bryn Schwarz, the junior. Gives it a spin, puts it in play. Priest on the receive. Safranek sets middle for Bartok. Block back, and it's going to be, 4 hits is the call. 4 hits. They say the attack by Bartok went into the net, and the point goes to South Loup. That is how the first set ends. South Loup takes it 25-23 in the first. Set number 2 coming up after this.
District Hospital, along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, are proud of the South Loup Bobcats. New patients are always welcome. They understand that healthcare is evolving and are committed to providing local access to high-quality care by continuing to invest in the latest diagnostic and treatment technology. Their specialty is primary care. Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics cheering on the South Loup Bobcats.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, their independent agents can offer their customers choices that can save you money. They're so excited for these young athletes and are happy to see them continue to play hard. Call Becky or Pat at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud to support their local athletes by sponsoring this broadcast.
There's a new business addition to Main Street in Callaway, the Plant Stand. It's simple. They're in love with serving the area with plants, flowers, and unique gift ideas that include Nebraska-made Prairie Girl candles. They deliver to all of Custer County, in fact. Plus, they're open Tuesday through Sunday, whether for sympathy, a date night, birthdays, get-wells, missing you's, or just because. The Plant Stand has ideas in lots of price ranges. Follow them on Facebook or call 308-836-2560. The Plant Stand in Callaway.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
And we come back for our final match of the night. We move into set number 2. As we do that, say thanks to Thrivent Financial. Scott Harvey, your local representative, named one of the world's most ethical companies for the 10th year in a row. They believe in serving their clients with excellence and integrity. To find out more, call Scott Harvey at 872-2511. Opening serve comes from Ava Pandorf as we start the second. Attack by Bartok, block back, return back by Anselmo-Merna. Now it's Ross with a swing. That's good. And South Loup takes the first point of set number 2.
And right there, the Bobcats did a good job of taking everything AM was sending and then getting the shot that they wanted at the end.
Pandorf, the left-hander, sends it over, clips the net, but gets across. Now it's Coral Schmidt with a swing, and that is out. Just missed the back line. 2-0 South Loup here in the second.
One thing about the 3 teams here competing tonight, they will not be competing against each other in postseason next month, as they're in 3 different classes, C2, D1, and D2.
Served by Pandorf, pass to Safranek. Safranek will set it up for Coleman. Tried to tip it away from the block there to cover Pandorf. Now hitting out of the back row is Schwarz. Bumped up in the air by Safranek. Roll shot over by Schmidt. Pass to Pandorf at the net. Blocked back by Coral Schmidt, and that'll get down to the floor. Boy, what a great play at the net by Schmidt. Pandorf right into the net trying to set it, but it went over to AM side and Schmidt put it down.
She timed out that one-handed block perfectly.
Serve on the way from Coral Schmidt. At the net, overpass. Shaylin Safranek knows what to do with that. And now we're tied at 2.
That's one, if you're the defender or the person getting that, you want to almost send a thank you card for those, because those are easy to play.
Coral Schmidt sends it across as we break the 2-all tie. Pandorf will set it up for Vickers. Big swing through the block, but kept alive by Schmidt. Sent over by Safranek. Outside attack from Johnson. Got over the net. Now hangs on the net over on AM side. Returned by the Coyotes. Pandorf will set it for Ross, who just tries to get it over the net. Does. Now a joust. Over on AM side. They chase. They scramble, and they will not be able to return.
Good hustle, but just not enough to get it there.
Substitution as Abby Stahlbomber will come in for South Loup. Again, the Bobcats took set 1, 25-23. Early in the second, South Loup leading 3-2. Serve on the way from Vickers. Pass up in toward the net. And an overpass will result in the put down from Abby Stahlbomber.
And Stahlbomber will now be sending a thank you note, as she had the easy one there.
Vickers with the serve into the net. Service error, point and serve to Anselmo-Merna. So now Carly Bartok serving for the Coyotes. Coming into this match, AM now 7-4 on the season. South Loup 8-3. Pass up in toward the net, and it ends up hitting the antenna. So it's called out. And we're now tied at 4-all here in the second. Bartok with the serve. Martin will pass it to Pandorf, who sets middle for Ross. Big swing. Taylor Ross maybe with her best swing of the night. And South Loup leads by a point.
And she had a good swing on that one, no question about it. And now Johnson, who's had some success at the service line, will do the honors here.
Serve on the way. Riley Schmidt sets up Safranek. Big swing. Safranek takes it cross court, finds the corner, and now we're tied at 5.
She faced straight, then angled it off to the right. Perfectly done.
Largest lead so far has been what, 3?
The first set.
For either team?
First set was 5 for AM.
Okay. Pandorf bumps it up for Schwartz, who gets a swing, and that hit the antenna. That'll be called out. Point AM. They lead 6-5. Brandon serving for the Coyotes. Pandorf chasing after it. Martin's going to take a swing out of the back row, and that is going to be kept alive. Ping-pong balls around and finally returned by AM. Now Ross with a swing, and Taylor hits it into the net as the Coyotes go up 7-5 here in set 2.
Oh, she saw her spot, but just overplayed it.
Brandon, another left-hander, sends it across. Pass to Pandorf, who sets the outside for Bryn Schwartz. Over the block, through the block, and good.
Bryn Schwartz is starting to really warm up, especially from this left side.
Libero Addison Priest checking back in for AM. Goes in to play the back row as Taylor Ross gets ready to serve, trying to tie this thing up in the second, and that just does not quite clear the net. It hit the top part of it and just would not roll over. Service error, point to AM as Shaylin Safranek will go to the service line for the Coyotes. Down a set, but up 2 here in the second. Serve on its way. They serve Ross. Pass to Pandorf, set up Schwartz, tips it over the block, but covered by AM. Now they scramble, but first a whistle and a lift will be called against the Coyotes.
And a couple of the Coyotes ran into each other and really couldn't make anything happen out of that.
To the service line is Tally Martin. Martin floats one to the front row. Played by the freshman Myers. Now Miller with a swing. Takes it cross court, but hits it long and out. And now we're tied at 8.
Well, the way that thing floated across, it looked like it might have helium in it.
See how Martin plays this one. Sends it deep to the back row. Pass to Safranek. Jump set for Schmidt. Coral trying to take it down the line. Played by Johnson. Now the attack from Schwarz into the net. Point Anselmo-Merna.
That was going to be tough anyway because the defense of Myers and Safranek was right in perfect position.
Now Miller with the serve. Just clears the net. Dug out by Ross. Johnson gets a swing from the back row. Dug out by Priest of Anselmo-Merna. AM, little miscommunication, but they get it sent back on the third. Middle attack from Vickers. Big swing. Charlie Vickers with the kill, and we're tied again.
She got that up at the height of the ball and brought it down nicely.
Tied at 9. Vickers at the service line as we break the tie. Pass to Safranek. Far side set for Bartok. Blocked back by Vickers, and a lift is called against AM. Great play at the net by Vickers. Gets the ace block, and now South Loup leads 10-9. It's Bryn Schwarz at the service line. If I misspoke earlier, I apologize. Schwarz gets one to roll over the net. Played by Safranek. Now Schmidt, middle attack, blocked back, kept alive, returned by AM on one hit. Now Vickers in the middle. That goes into the net, and we're tied.
Well, once again, we're going back and forth between these two teams. As Brent said, there hasn't been very many big leads, just a 7-2 back in the first set for AM.
Served by Priest. Pandorf off the pass, sets up Johnson trying to take it down the line. Did we get a touch? No, we did not. It's out. Point Anselmo-Merna.
One kind of sliced off her left hand to the outside.
Addison Priest serving now for the Coyotes. Priest will put it in play. Good pass to Pandorf, who sets middle for Vickers. Directs it away from the block. Dug out by Coleman at the net, but then no one took it after that, so it's going to fall on AM's side, and South Loup gets the point. Ava Pandorf to the service line. So now we break another tie, this one at 11 all. Pandorf sends it across with the left hand, dug out, returned on one hit, sent back by Ross. Punching it up in the air is Priest down to the back row. Now Coleman, the freshman, going cross court. Saved by the Bobcats. They'll bump it up for Ross, who gets a swing. Punched up in the air by Safranek. AM scrambles, returns on the third. Pandorf sets it far side for Johnson. Going cross court, punched up in the air by Miller. Now Safranek over to Bartok for a swing. Over the block, covered by Schwarz. Set up Ross, right side attack. Through the block, but played by Priest. Now Safranek takes a swing at it. Punched up in the air by Schwarz. Schwarz hitting out of the back row, goes into the net. And the point goes to AM.
Tough way to end what was definitely the best volley that we've seen in all three matches.
Coral Schmidt serving. Pass to Pandorf. Back set for Vickers, somehow handled by AM and returned. Now South Loup scrambling. Schwarz will set it over from the back row. And Safranek trying to set up. I think it was Priest, but just AM not ready for it, so some miscommunication, and the point goes to South Loup. Charlie Vickers at the service line. Riley Schmidt sets up Safranek. Big time swing, takes it down the line for the kill.
And did a good job of controlling that attack, even though she put it with a lot of authority. She put it right down the line, as you said, and kept it in bounds.
Carly Bartok with the serve. Johnson on the receive. Pass to Pandorf, sets it outside for Stahlbomber. Sets it over the block, covered by the libero Priest. Now Miller for Anselmo-Merna trying to take it down the line. And that's going to get down and good. AM down a set, but leading in the second, 14-12. Bartok serving. Martin will pass to Pandorf, sets the outside for Stahlbomber. Big swing. Dug, though, kept alive by AM. They scramble and they return. Free ball, South Loup. Pandorf sets it outside for Johnson now. And a whistle. AM in the net.
And that's a big point for South Loup to keep it close here in this second set.
And the Bobcats will try to tie it up once again. Johnson the serve. Floats one over this time. Riley Schmidt sets it for Miller. Rolls it across, played by Martin, the libero of South Loup. Now Ross gets a swing, and that's good. Taylor Ross with the kill. And guess what, Larry? We're tied.
You haven't said that enough tonight, have you? Especially in this match.
I get a break now. The ball went clear out into the hallway. They retrieve it. And now we get ready to break the tie at 14 all. Lauren Johnson spins it in the right hand, serves it with the left. At the net, kept alive by Riley Schmidt. AM is, that's 4 hits, yeah.
Yeah, the first one was not a block. It was contact.
So now South Loup leads. Johnson serving. Good serve. That's an ace.
It's not going to get any better than that one right there. That cleared the net and took a quick dip.
South Loup 16 and Anselmo-Merna 14 here in the second set. Served by Johnson goes into the net this time. That'll bring Brandon back into the match for AM as she goes to the service line, replacing Shaylee Coleman. Brandon, left-hander, sends it across. Pandorf will set middle for Stahlbomber into the net. Safranek was there as well for AM. And so we're tied at 16.
Put you on record and just put you in a loop.
Yeah, kind of. Brandon serving. Pass to Pandorf, who sets it, back sets it for Ross, right into the block, and it is sent back. Wow. Shaylin Safranek Miller may have helped out too, but AM with a big block, and now they lead.
If you're in the gym, you didn't have any question whether that was in the net or into the block. You could hear it.
Pandorf sets it outside for Bryn Schwartz. Block back, back-to-back blocks for AM, and they lead 18-16 in the second. Brandon, the junior, with the serve. Sends it across, and nobody picked it up. It goes straight to the floor. An ace for Anselmo-Merna. And the Coyotes lead 19-16 here in the second set. Brandon ready to serve again. Sends it across. Pass to Pandorf. Quick set middle for Stahlbomber. Dug out. Joust at the net. And putting it down is Abby Stahlbomber.
Everybody did their part correctly there, but it was Stahlbomber who got the last opportunity, and she took advantage of it.
Serving Taylor Ross for South Loup. Serve on its way. Priest passes up toward the net, and then it's into the net. And now South Loup has a chance to tie this thing again. Taylor Ross spins it in the left hand, serves it with the right. They'll set it up for Safranek, takes a swing, and it's going to find the floor.
Nice slice shot down the line.
And now Safranek back to the service line as Coral Schmidt checks in. AM 20, South Loup 18, second set. South Loup won the first one, 25-23. Served by Safranek. Pandorf, back set for Stahlbomber. Just too difficult of a set to handle, and boy, Abby may have came down a little bit wrong on her right ankle.
I think she also banged into the ladder, the backside of the ladder. It's got padding, but it's still not going to move very easily.
21-18, and Anselmo-Merna leading in the second, trying to send us into a third. Shaylin Safranek the serve. They serve Ross. Pandorf will set it for Johnson, hitting out of the back row. Dug out by Bartok. Far side set for the freshman Myers, who puts it to the floor. And Anselmo-Merna's 3 away from tying up the match.
That was a nice attack. Took a little bit something off from the left side and hitting it into the center.
Safranek ready to serve. tosses it in the air, puts it in play. Pandorf sets it outside for Bryn Schwartz, and she's able to power it through the block for the point.
Well, South Loup recovered from their 5-point deficit in the first set to win that one. We'll see. This is much later in the set, down 4, but trying to get it to 2 here.
Served by Martin, and Myers able to roll it over the net. Dug out, kept alive by Ross, returned on 2 by South Loup. Safranek sets middle for Schmidt off the block, covered though by Pandorf. Now the back set for Schwartz, sets it over the block, returned on one hit by AM. Pandorf will set middle now for Vickers, who takes a swing, and it will find the floor.
Boy, some tough shots there from South Loup. They were a little off balance. They were able to get it rolled into the right spot that last time through.
Martin floats one short. Safranek sets it outside for Schmidt. Into the net, but over. Kept alive by South Loup. Now Schwartz over the block, and it'll find the floor. And here come the Bobcats. An opportunity to tie, but before we serve, we have a timeout. South Loup leads by a set, but they're down a point here in the second.
Good luck to the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes from Jordan Dental in Myrna. Dr. Clint Jordan and his staff want to congratulate the Coyotes on their success as a team. You've all certainly worked hard to get better, and it's exciting to see you compete. Call the Jordan Dental office for your next dental checkup. 643-2255. They'll help you have a winning smile. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Jordan Dental in Myrna.
And we appreciate you tuning in for volleyball coverage on KBBN 95.3 FM, Broken Bow, Nebraska, KBBN.com. Also with the live video stream tonight on sandhillsexpress.com. Just click on live stream. You can also find it on our Facebook and YouTube channels and pages. Out of the timeout, Tally Martin floats one short again. Played by Myers. Now the setup for Schmidt. The swing over the block, but dug out, kept alive by Ross. Now Vickers trying to redirect. Puts it into the net, and it's a point for Anselmo-Merna.
And how many times have we talked about it? Sometimes out of a timeout, a lot of times out of a timeout, it changes the momentum.
Miller serving. Johnson's going to get a swing. Played by the libero. Priest in the back row. Kept alive at the net by Safranek. Actually sent over. South Loup with it on their side. Schwartz going to get a swing over the block, dug out by Priest. Far side attack coming from Bartok. Reaches over, gets it over the net. South Loup scrambles. Ross gets a swing, and that's played by Safranek. Now the setup outside for Bartok again. That'll go long and out. Point, South Loup.
This is a big serve right here.
Yeah, huge point. We're either tied at 23 or AM will serve for the set. Serve on the way from Bryn Schwartz. Safranek will set it outside for Bartok. Dug out by the libero Martin. Now back the other way. Johnson down the line. Punched up in the air by Safranek, but up in toward the net. And we are tied.
And you know, when Bartok hit that, I thought she had the perfect lane to get that down. But Martin got in there quickly and kept that alive so South Loup could tie it up.
Pivotal point. Safranek will set middle for Schmidt. Into the net. 4 hits the call. And now South Loup is going to serve for the match. But first, timeout. Match point when we come back after this.
At Seven Valleys Health Mart in Callaway is proud to be a sponsor of this sports broadcast. They support all of the area athletes and are pleased to be part of the South Loup Bobcat community. Their pharmacy provides knowledge on what is best for you and your family members, knowing you by name, not just a refill number. Seven Valleys Health Mart in Callaway, helping bring you this sports action and cheering on the Bobcats. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
And we come back to Callaway High School. Brent Apperson, Larry Cotner here with you. Our final match of the night. It's been a dandy. South Loup won the opening set 25-23, and now they serve to close it out, Larry, leading 24-23 in the second.
And they were down 22-18 in this set, so they've reeled off a 6-1 run.
Match point. Schwartz to serve it, puts it in play. Bumped up by Miller. Sending it over Safranek. Free ball, South Loup. Pandorf at the net, sets it far side for Johnson. Big swing, punched up in the air by Miller. AM chasing, scrambling, and they'll get it back on the third. Pass to Pandorf, who sets middle for Vickers. Sets it away from the block, covered though by the freshman Myers. Bartok, roll shot over down the line, played by Schwarz. Pandorf will set middle for Vickers. The swing into the net, and we play on.
And we're tied again.
We are.
Extra volleyball in set 2.
Addison Priest, the libero for Anselmo-Merna, serving it. Sends it into the net. Oh, costly service error. And it's match point number 2 coming up for the Bobcats.
And if you're South Loup, you've got who you want there in Ava Pandorf.
Pandorf serving, match point, South Loup. Serve is in play. Pass up in toward the net, overpass. South Loup didn't get a good swing at it though. AM with it on their side. Now they scramble, and rolling it over to find the floor is Shaylee Coleman. Oh.
Did that just crawl over or what?
Well, South Loup had a great chance on an overpass, but just didn't get a good swing at it. And so we're tied now at 25. Serve on the way from Coral Schmidt. Pandorf will set it up for Ross. Backs up, takes a swing. Played by Schmidt in the back row. Back the other way, Bartok. Pinned at the net, kept alive by Ross. Sent over by Vickers. AM will chase. They'll bump it up in the air for Bartok, who gets a swing, and that's long and out. Another match point coming up for South Loup.
And Charlie Vickers will get the opportunity here.
Third chance for South Loup to close out the match. Vickers the serve, a good one. They'll set it up for Safranek, who sends it to the floor, and we play on.
What an exciting set. It's been a great match. The first one went back and forth with South Loup winning 25-23. This one going much into the extras.
Served by Bartok. Pandorf will send it outside for Stahlbomber. Sends it over the block, covered by Priest. Now the setup outside for Miller. Played at the net by Stahlbomber. Getting a swing is Johnson. Covered by Safranek at the net. Somehow getting it over with South Loup. AM with it on their side. Here's Safranek over the block, but covered by Martin the libero. Now Johnson on the left side, trying to put it down. Dug out by AM. Safranek middle attack over the block and good. And now it's AM with set point as they try to tie the match.
Both teams wanted to get that point so bad, and it took a dink to get it done.
Served by Bartok. Pandorf sets it outside for Stahlbomber. Big swing. And guess what, Larry? We're tied.
27-27. What a match.
My goodness. South Loup has had 3 match points, have not been able to convert. AM had a set point there, and South Loup fought it off. Served by Johnson now, and that is dug out, kept alive. AM, though, will not be able to return. And for the 4th time, South Loup will try to close out the match. Lauren Johnson at the line. Match point. The gym goes quiet. Serve on the way. Myers bumps it up toward the net. Miller gets a swing, covered by Martin. No, Martin did not get a good read on it. Went off her hands, out of bounds. And we're tied. Wish I would have been keeping track of how many ties, especially in this set.
Oh, double digits easily.
Brandon into the match now for AM. Serve is on its way. Just got over the net. Dug out by Ross. Returned by Stahlbomber on the third. Free ball for AM. Myers will set it middle for Safranek. Block back. And good. It caught the back line. Oh, man, it was close. Safranek hammered it right into the block. And the line judge was right there. She said it caught the line. And now South Loup for a 5th time will serve for the match. Serve from Ross, just cleared the net. Bumped up in the air by Brandon, sent over by Miller. Chance for South Loup to put it away. Here comes Schwarz with a swing, and that is dug out. Kept alive by AM. They scramble, and they get it back on the third. Pandorf will set it middle for Stahlbomber. Redirects and finds the floor. And South Loup wins it in straight sets. But, man, what a straight set match it turned into. Wow. South Loup winning the first, 25-23, and finally on their fifth match point opportunity, they put it away in the second, 30-28. Back to wrap it up after this.
Anselmo-Merna community members and alumni. Paid for by Tri-S Ag, supporting the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes.
Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow is very proud of the local athletes that have shown such focus in the classroom and in the gym this season. Well done. All of your hard work has paid off, and you should be proud too. When looking for a dependable vehicle, it's as easy as stopping at Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow. They love finding their customers a vehicle perfect for what they need. Enjoy the broadcast, brought to you in part by Muddy Creek Auto in Broken Bow.
Dewey from Dewey's Implement and Welding in Myrna would like to wish all our area athletes good luck as they compete. May you do your best doing what you can with no regrets. When you come to Myrna, check out Dewey's Farm and Feed Mixers, Kelly Ryan Wagons, Highline Bale Processors, Matheson Welding Gases, ATV Weed Sprayers, and Interstate Batteries. Call 308-872-1972 for a demo or stop by 413 3 Center in Myrna.
Stomach rumbling? If you're in the Anselmo area, you're in luck. If not, turn toward Foo Bar and Grill in Anselmo. There's always something cooking, and specials change almost every day. Be sure to keep up with them on Facebook to see what specials are ahead and what's hitting the grill. Reserve ahead by messaging them on Facebook or call 749-2552. Enjoy the broadcast. Brought to you in part by Foo Bar and Grill in Anselmo.
Consolidated Companies is a proud sponsor of our student athletes. Everyone wants to get to the events and cheer on their students, but sometimes you just can't. Keeping up to date on all the local sports is hard to do, but Consolidated Superfast Broadband can change that. Find all the latest information on local school and broadcast channel web pages, along with news and weather. For more information, call Consolidated at 1-800-742-7464. Plus, look for them now on Facebook, facebook.com/Consolidated Companies.
Starting a new great job is wonderful. Starting and getting a sign-on bonus is even better. BD offers competitive wages, a team environment, and day one benefits, including health, life, dental, tuition reimbursement, and more. After 30 days, you receive $250. After 6 months, you get another $250, and after 1 year, you get another $500. Head online to bd.com/careers to apply, or attend open interviews in Broken Bow the first and third Wednesday of each month.
Electricity. We use it every single day. Kristen Electric is ready to help you with your electric projects and underground farm remodels and new construction. If it needs electricity, Kristen Electric can get it there. Call 308-258-4164. They'll figure out a plan to get you on the way to having reliable electricity. For underground, farm, remodels, and new construction. Proud to support the Anselmo-Merna Coyotes by sponsoring this broadcast. Kristen Electric.
Custer County Feeders in Oconto are always ready to help serve you. Manager Michelle Pearson and her team are there to answer any questions you may have. The question they enjoy answering most is how they can best help you. Give them a call today, 308-858-4455. They are ready to feed your cattle. Custer County Feeders in Oconto, there for their customers, ready to serve you, and proud to support the South Loup Bobcats.
Have you ever wondered how in the world Downey Drilling can cover the entire Ogallala Aquifer region from 3 locations in Kearney, Lexington, and Garden City? Well, it's dang near a miracle, but you have to remember, these are the guys that can poke a hole in the ground and make water appear. Top-notch equipment, top-notch techs, and incredibly good organization. That's how Downey Drilling has established that famous Downey tradition of excellence. New well construction or any type of water well repair, go to DowneyDrilling.com for the number of the shop nearest you. Downey Drilling, truly a tradition of excellence.
And we come back to wrap it up from Callaway High School. What a thrilling final match. It went straight sets, but, man, it could have went either way. South Loup won the opening set 25-23. And then in just a thrilling second set, Larry, South Loup finally on their 5th match point opportunity, able to put it away. They also fought off a set point against them as well in that set, as South Loup wins it in the second 30-28. What a great final match.
Yeah, and keep in mind they had to rally in both of the sets. They were down 7-2 in set number 1. We talked about it in the second set, whether it was, too late for them to rally or not, but they did, down 22-18, and they really did a good job of battling back. Anselmo-Merna was right there. Both teams had their opportunities to win this, and eventually it went the way of South Loup.
I don't know if you just saw what happened, Larry, but I think Jeff Bailey just turned down free popcorn.
I saw that.
He's fired. All right, as we close it out.
It's a long walk back to Broken Bow.
Yes. Oh, Jeff, we love you. Okay, let's take a look at the people who sponsored our match. First, let's go back and just recap everything. South Loup won the opening match tonight, straight sets, 25-13, 25-19. Anselmo-Merna won over Elm Creek 25-13, 25-17. As we mentioned, thrilling final match. South Loup won 25-23 in the first. That's been used. I don't want used popcorn. 25-23 in the first, 30-28. South Loup wins it in the second. All right, before we go, we want to say thanks to all of our radio sponsors for our final match of the night, and they included Cursive O Cattle, Rocks Underground, Callaway Market, A1 Auto Repair, Shotgun Annie's Saloon and Grill in Callaway, Pinnacle Bank of Arnold, Callaway District Hospital with Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, First State Insurance in Arnold, The Plant Stand, Badgley Well Service, Jordan Dental, Seven Valleys Health Mart, Trias Ag, Muddy Creek Auto, Dewey's Implement and Welding, Food Bar and Grill in Anselmo, Consolidated, BD in Broken Bow, Kristen Electric, Custer County Feeders, and Downey Drilling. Radio coverage of our final match and all of our matches tonight also brought to you in part by the Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Custer Federal State Bank, Aero Seed, Rods Body and Paint, Team Physical Therapy, Trotter Service, Meat Lumber, Shelter Insurance, A to Z Lawn Pro and Landscaping, Squire Septic Service of Myrna, Geared for Sports, Agland ATV, Bruning Bank, the Garden Center, Sargent Irrigation, and Duda Plumbing. For our video engineer, Jeff Bailey, for Larry Cotner, I'm Brent Apperson. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening to our coverage of high school sports. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Also, a special word of thanks goes out to our sponsors who make our coverage possible. You, too, can thank those businesses by allowing them to be a service to you. Join us again next time for our continuing coverage of high school sports. In the meantime, read more on SandhillsExpress.com from Central Nebraska's sports source. Real rock.